So you're going up against the Nashville Predators. Something that Sheldon Keefe has talked a lot about is building consistency. And you're going up against a team that has struggled. So how do you make sure that you all are maintaining your high play against a team that will be eager to get back in the win column too?
Yeah, well, we know how dangerous they are. They have a ton of good players. You guys saw all the offseason acquisitions they made, and I think they beat probably the best team in the league, Winnipeg, last game. So you know that they're a dangerous matchup. They're looking to stay on the right track. So it's not a team that we take lightly at all.
Something that's been credited to is the defensive structure and everyone buying in, especially in those tight moments late in games. What are you liking out of the details with the Devils' defensive structure?
Yeah, I think we've been pretty good at keeping them to the outside and clearing the front of the net. The last few teams we played funneled a lot of pucks to the net. Washington was getting a lot of their D looking for shots, looking for tips. Florida was the same way. Carolina the same way. So we've been doing a good job, I think, of kind of clearing the front of our net. And then at the end of games, those blocks, you saw Mercer, Nico, a lot of guys have huge blocks at the end of games, and that kind of rallies the whole team together.
Speaking of those blocks, it's the physical buy-in, right? Something that Keefe has stressed since day one of training camp. What are you seeing out of this entire lineup besides just Mercer and Heischer with that physical buy-in?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's, like you said, the physical buy-in starts, whether it's forecheck, D-zone, like hitting guys, putting your body between them and the puck, blocking shots. I think we've done a really good job at that. And it's something that's contagious too. When one guy does it, then the bench gets going, gets the next guy going. So I think it's something that we like to build off of each other.
We hear so much about how close this team has been this season. What are you seeing now that you guys are a good chunk into the season about how this chemistry as this group has even grown more?
I definitely think we have chemistry, and we now, I think, have the belief too. Like, we've beat a decent amount of good teams here lately, and we're, looking around like, we think we have something here, and we got to keep building at it. But as, the chemistry goes, that belief grows, and I think that can be a really powerful thing.
We've played a lot of teams here lately that are on the heavier side. Like, there's another heavy team here. The teams like to get in on the forecheck. Where do you feel like you guys are in terms of, dealing with the forechecks, breakouts, things like that over the last few weeks?
Yeah, I think it's always a challenge when teams bring such heavy forechecks. Like you said, the last few teams we've played. So I think sometimes it's about, maybe just getting pucks by them, gaining territory, not always, when there's the play to be made, make the play, and if you have to just chip it out, get it off the glass, so use our forward speed. That's one of our biggest advantages. We probably have one of the fastest teams in the league on the forward side, so using our forward speed and getting pucks in behind them.
You talked about the buy-in. How much does it help when, like, the things that are being preached as you guys do them and you're having the success doing them? How much does that, like, build the buy-in even more? It's like, okay, our structure is improving, we're playing better, and you buy in more to that type of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, easy to buy in when it's clearly working, So, like, when you're, following coach's instructions and then it works, you get, you get to play ozone, you get a scoring chance out of it, like. It's definitely, it's like proof's in the pudding, and then it's kind of easier to buy in, and then, like I was touching on earlier, then the belief as a team grows, and belief is such a huge thing that is going to hopefully propel us here throughout the season.
Thank you. Dawson, when it comes to this past stretch of games, we keep hearing, strong play, we're executing better. How has that fueled the belief in this room and grown the chemistry throughout the entire group?
I think we came a long way, obviously, being 20-something games into the season now. I think we've just been, finding the chemistry within the group, the systems, the way we play. And overall, these last few stretches, we've been winning a lot of tight hockey games against some good teams. And, that'll all add up, come down to the stretch now. These ones will matter.
Last couple minutes against Washington, you, Heischer, both taking some big block shots there, and that's part of the physical buy-in that we've heard since day one of training camp. What are you seeing from this entire roster about making sure they're doing all the little things they can, especially late in games, to get those wins?
Yeah, it's great. Well, it's expected from everyone, and everyone will be in that situation at one point where, when little things like that are going to come in handy, and just to block those shots. And last game was me and Nico, but next game, it could be two other guys, and we know anyone in this room is willing to step in front of that, so whenever it's your turn, you'll just do it.
When you, Haula, and Cotter are playing the best that you are, most connected hockey, what does that line bring?
Yeah, I think obviously just try to play as close as we can together. We can all use our speed pretty well, and I've said it before, we're playing other guys, but we all don't mind going in the corner, getting the puck, or being the net front guy or the shooter. So I think just having that versatility within our line to create opportunities when we can, and we'll be looking to do that here tonight.
One of the things that I was talking to Covey about is, how much does like having the success you've had the last few weeks build the buy-in? Like you see that like what you guys are learning and adjusting to is working. How much easier does that make it to get everybody on the same page there? Do you think?
Well, I think just going with how it is. When you're winning games, everyone's happy, things are going well, and there's a lot of confidence. And I think just building on that is a huge thing, and taking that opportunity when you are winning those tight games that teams are realizing that when you come to play us, and we just want to make sure that we're ready because they're going to be ready to face us.
Sheldon, when it comes to consistency and bringing consistency against opponents who are maybe not in the position that they want to be in the standings, what can your team do tonight to play their best game and keep that great performance they've had recently going today?
I mean, first, you got to respect every opponent in this league. I mean, Winnipeg's been bulldozing their way through the league, and obviously that's Nashville's last win. So it's no greater example right there in front of us. But as it has been for quite some time here, it's about our game and really focusing on that. And when we play the way we're capable of, we give ourselves a chance to win every night. It's how we've been defending and some of the low event type of hockey that we've been playing. It's protected our goaltenders. It's kept the puck away from our net more frequently, and gives us a chance to win every night. So here we are again today, and another chance to do it on home ice.
We've heard from you since day one of training camp. The defensive buy-in and the physical buy-in has to be there. We talked about Mercer and Keefe blocking shots last game, but what are you seeing from this group, making sure that they're putting their bodies on the line and getting to those gritty areas to stand their ground?
Yeah, I think our team has taken steps in that area, no question. And some of it's personnel, the guys that we brought in that kind of give us more players that are going to be able to do that consistently, but it also just raises the level of everyone else. But it's just, as you say, from day one of training camp, the message has been that that's what's required. That's what it takes. I mean, you want to be a top team, you want to be a consistent team. It takes what it takes, and there's no shortcuts, to do that. So, I think in this last little stretch, it's demanded a lot from our team. In terms of the quality of opponent and just how tight the games have been, and I've liked how the guys have managed it.
Nashville, obviously a little bit of different personnel, but they've been one of the heavier teams in the league the last few years. So how do you take advantage maybe of your speed against a team that's heavy to combat that?
Well, just we've got to try to put the puck into good spaces where we can utilize speed for sure. We got to limit their time they can spend in the offensive zone. It's a real strength of their team. They're one of the best in the league in hanging on to pucks and making you defend in your own zone. And then as a result, you're a little more tired when you're trying to get going on offense. So that'll be an important area for us to break out well. We'll have to do that much better than we did in Washington the other night, and kind of get to our game. So that will really be a theme for us for sure, but no question that the size and physicality that a lot of their forwards bring and that puck possession ability they have, to protect pucks and things like that, presents challenges, no question.
Markstrom in net tonight?
Yes, correct. Yep.
And just Cotter with the hollow line and Mercer, what do you see when they're playing their best hockey? What's some of the things that they really bring?
I think that, you've got Holla that's very responsible and playing a good two-way game, and Mercer certainly does the same. But I think the speed on the wings, a little more skill on the wings, really helps get that line going on offense. And I thought Cotter did a tremendous job, with Tatar and Dowling in our last game. That was really good to see. That when he can play on any line, that he can bring that type of presence. So. When put him back there, that's what you're hoping for. And, like I said the other night, I think Kotz has played some really good hockey for us. It's about some situational awareness stuff we want to make sure he's continuing to be dialed in on, but he's a difference maker with how he plays and how he gets onto the puck and gets his line in the offensive zone.
With Bowers coming back in, is it really you want to see more of the same from what you saw from him Thursday night? Yeah,
speed, get on the puck, track the puck, get us out of our zone and allow his line mates to put the puck into spaces that he can go and track it down. This Nashville team can make it hard on you to get through the neutral zone if you're not skating, so that's what we'll be looking for from Bowers coming in.
Thank you.